Peace and salute, y'all. Peace and salute. Peace and salute. Gotta get into this real quick. The story that's making their rounds in the NFL. So, Morris is accusing the New England Patriots, this is funny, of cheating. Man, oh man, this is great for the NFL. It's real great. I don't know what Raheem Morris thinks, if Roger Goodell is gonna investigate this, because he's not. What he's accusing the New England Patriots of is, during the game, Atlanta Falcons had the ball, and Penix was, calling his plays, calling his audibles, and one of the defensive players, I believe the safety, Hawkins, for the New England Patriots, was clapping. And I guess that threw Atlanta Falcons off. So it made the center hike the ball, because the center was thinking that Penix wanted the ball to be hiked. So if y'all remember, if y'all watched this game, there's a point of the game where the ball was hiked. Penix did not even ask for the ball to be hiked, right? I guess he's supposed to clap a certain amount of time, then the ball gets hiked, right? In college football, they do this a lot in college football. You'll see a lot of quarterbacks clap like once, twice, 3 times. That's when the ball is supposed to be hiked, right? It's their snap count by clapping. Where in the NFL, usually you'll hear quarterbacks switch up their cadence. They'll say to the offensive line and the offense, hey, the center's gonna hike the ball on the third hut, So they'll go up to the line and go hut, 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 and it's to throw the defense off and get the defense off sides a lot of times, right? It's called change of a snap count, right? Tom Brady was great at it. Peyton Manning was another one great at it. All the greats, all the legendary quarterbacks, they all did these things. John Elway, Joe Montana. It's to throw the defense off and try to draw the defense off sides, right? So, again, Atlanta Falcons have the ball. Penix is clapping. The safety Hawkins for the Patriots, he's also clapping. Now, I've never played NFL football. I wish I did. But I've been in a big stadium and playing football, right? You got the crowd screaming, you got the noise. Some stadiums, they pump up, crowd noise. They pump up music, very loud. Now, on the field, with all of that going on, it's kind of hard for a player to be clapping on defense. Like me, I played cornerback and I played free safety, right? But most of the times I was playing corner. I could switch either side, I could play the left side and I could play the right side. But more basketball was my thing, but I also played football. But anyways, and I played semi-pro football, so I find this very hilarious, very funny. I feel like this is great for the NFL. It just gives, it makes good for a great, conversation, great content, that the Patriots is being accused of cheating. Like, this wasn't even really brought up on the national stands. ESPN didn't talk about it. It was more something that, we talked about here locally. I'm not too sure if Raheem Morris, Atlanta Falcons coach, I don't know if he brought it up during their press conference after the game, or post-game conference after the game. But I think he did, because that's how, it became a little topic. It wasn't like no Spygate, Deflategate, and nothing like that. But again, it just lets me know that, hey, Patriots is being talked about. And I guess no one, in the NFL expected the Patriots to be this good. I already had put my prediction in early this season, before the season even started. I was already predicting that the Patriots will win 10 to 11 games, you know, and I predicted that because of the schedule. Patriots has the second weakest schedule. Now, some people will say, oh, the Patriots ain't playing nobody, this and that. There's nothing we could do with the competition that is put in front of us, okay? Schedules are made, you know, during, way before the season starts. You know, strength of schedule. You have teams that have the toughest, and then you'll have some teams that has the least toughest. And Patriots fell under the least toughest. Like I said, they have the second weakest schedule. I forgot who's last, but we above that team. We don't have no control on who we play. You know, it's the same way with last year. I was on the Buffalo Fanatics podcast. Salute to my boy Rico. His co-host Z-Bot, salute to them. But I was telling Rico last year that the Patriots was only going to win 5 games. They ended up only winning 4. And when I was on as a guest on his show, you know, I told him I wasn't paying attention to the Patriots. And he's like, oh, you already giving up? I'm like, bro, I don't never give up. I'm just going to focus on the Celtics, you know, not last year, but the year that the Celtics won the championship. I told them that we was only going to win 4 games. I told them Mayo was going to get fired after 1 year. Mayo got fired after 1 year. I told them that the Patriots was looking to hire Mike Vrabel because Mike Vrabel was out there, you know, and Josh McDaniels was going to get a phone call and get hired. These things did happen. Now, he had to salute me because he was like, hey, you called it early, you know, and Mike Vrabel, you know, I was taught when I was playing basketball since I was 8 years old, you take on a team, players take on the personality of their coach, right? So if you're a coach who is like laid back, you're not strict so much, you know what I mean? Your team is going to be a laid back team. But when it's time for you to get militant and be strict on your players are going to be the same way. So that's what I was taught. And to tell you the truth, Mike Vrabel is a player's coach type of coach. But at the same time, when he needs to be strict or put his foot down, he does that, you know? And so, like I said, I just knew this team was going to be a different team. I knew it. I could tell that this team was going to be a much better team compared to Gerard Mayo coaching the team. That team was in disarray. That team did what they wanted to do. Gerard Mayo didn't really hold players accountable when players would mess up and stuff like that. He didn't really hold them accountable. So, you know, I like a coach who gets strict when he needs to get strict and hold his team accountable, his players accountable. I love that. You know what I mean? And still be a you know, players coach type of coach, you know. But I love it that when you have to get strict, you get strict, you know, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, you know, Patriots are 7-2. They won 6 games in a row. I think they have a record. It was the longest win streak was 7 games, and I believe that was with Tom Brady was at quarterback. The Patriots won 7 games in a row. I want to say that was either 2021 or somewhere like that it was. But Tom Brady was the quarterback when they last won 7 games in a row. So I'm looking forward to this Sunday when they play Tampa Bay and see what happens when we play the Bucks and hopefully keep that win streak going. Now, again, the Patriots got a weak schedule. We have to play the Bills again, and this time the Bills come to Foxborough. We have to play the Jets again. I think the Patriots I think they go away to play the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember. Or they might have to, or the Jets might come here. But either which way, the Patriots have a soft schedule, you know. So definitely. I like the way the team's going. I'm still watching my Celtics, but really not, into the Celtics like that because, Jason Tatum isn't playing. We got a bunch of new players, with that. So I'm paying attention to the Patriots, man. It's a good thing when the Patriots is winning. It's a good thing for, all of New England, Massachusetts, Boston. It's a good thing when we are winning. You can't charge high ticket prices, if you got a losing team, So it makes for good business when you're an owner of a team that is winning. You're gonna have your dedicated fans, your ticket holders, the season ticket holders who, are gonna attend every game, plus the people that's gonna get back into the game that might have fell off because the team was losing. Me, I'm a ride or die. Boston versus everybody. I'm not a bandwagon. I don't hop from one team to the next team. The team that's doing good, I'm over here. When they doing bad, then I don't do that. I'm everything Boston. You know what I'm saying? Whether we're good or bad. Got the most championships, man. Been running things for a lot of years, especially as far as the NFL go. We got 6 Super Bowls. And like I said, when the Patriots is winning, the Celtics is winning, the Red Sox is winning, and the Bruins is winning, it's a great thing, It's great for business, Jersey sales, ticket sales, and we're not even counting the concession stands, You can sell a lot of beer, sell a lot of food, people are enjoying themselves, at these games, But yeah, I just thought it was funny that, bringing it back to the, the topic at hand is that Raheem Morris, is blaming the Patriots of cheating. The whole point is your opponent is going to watch a lot of film and study, okay? The whole week leading up to the game day, Sunday. You're going to study. You're going to study what their bread and butter is, and you also going to study the plays that they like to run, okay? Their bread, like the plays that they like to run on first down, second down, but really third down, okay? You're going to study all of their habits and the things that they like to do, okay? That makes that team successful. All the plays that they run that are successful. You're going to study all of that. You're going to pick up how the quarterback, his cadence during the game, especially when you're on defense, that is your job. Whether it's you're the D lineman to the linebackers to the DBs, the defensive backs. Your job, especially like if I play defensive back, which is cornerback and safety, I got to watch, if I'm going up against their receiver, whether it's their best receiver, second best, third, I got to watch everyone's tendencies. Okay, that's my job. How he lines up. Okay, when he has his left foot forward, he's running a slant. When he has his right foot forward, he's going deep. You pick up all the tendencies and vice versa. This is like, every team gets film on their opponent leading up to that week, So I don't know how it's cheating, even if you are looking at signs. Like, you got cameramen for both teams that are focused on the defensive calls and the offensive calls. And when I say the defensive and offensive calls, it's not what is being called in the headset. It's the hand gestures. This could mean man up, right? Lockdown, right? Every team has different signs. For the most part, a lot of teams use the similar hand signals, right? To mean something. The Patriots could say this is man, but the Atlanta Falcons, when they do this means zone. You know what I mean? But it's the same tight fist signal. You know what I mean? So college does the same thing. College, they hold signs. The play call is called through the headsets, but they hold up signs. Some team uses colors, some team uses names and stuff like that. So, like, and this is allowed. This is what the Patriots was caught when they said the Patriots were stealing signs or cheating, Belichick was doing something that is allowed through the NFL, but what he did, which is not allowed, is had cameramen set up in different positions secretly, which he was not supposed to do, you know? But at the end of the day, like I said, every team is stealing each other's hand signals, especially in baseball. The Astros got fined for this. You know what I mean? The Houston Astros got fined for stealing the other team's signals. When the fastballs come in, when it's going to be a curveball, when it's going to be an off-speed pitch, and all of that. Every team does these things. Some teams is just great, is better doing it than others. But every team is doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Every single team is doing the same thing. You know, but like I said, Patriots just was really good at it. You know, doing it from back then, especially with Belichick. When Belichick was with the Giants, you know, he's been doing that. Well, I should say, yeah, the Giants, Cleveland, all of that. These guys been doing this thing for a long period of time. You know, like I said, every team does this. It's no secret, you know, that these teams do this. But yeah, like I said, man, I just find it funny that Raheem Morris said the Patriots are cheating by stealing signs. You know what I mean? Shit, if I know clapping on the field is going to throw the center and the quarterback off, I'm going to be clapping all day. And again, like I said, you in a stance of, you know, 30, 40,000 people, depending on how the stadium is. All stadiums don't have the same capacity. Some has, you know, about 30,000, you know, and some have about more than that. I forgot what the Dallas Cowboys stadium holds, but I know they one of the biggest stadiums that is out there. So this is nothing new. All these teams been doing it, bro. Just because the safety was clapping, that means he's cheating? No, he picked up on something on film, and he did it. That's just being smart. But Patriots are not going to be investigated for that, you know. But like I said, I'm ready for this Sunday when we play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be a good game. You know, they good on defense. You know, I forgot their quarterback's name, man. I got a lot of shit on my mind. I forgot his name. But it's going to be a good overall game. You know, we go down there. Patriots go down there. So hopefully they're ready. They're not down there in Tampa at the clubs the night before getting drunk and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So that's the good thing that I like about Vrabel. He's going to be strict. Like, hey, guys, you got a curfew. You know what I mean? Give the players a curfew, you know? Some teams you don't really have to do that with because that's why you got your veteran players, your captains, and stuff like that to put the team in order and tell guys, hey, you know, while we're down here, come to my hotel room and let's go over film. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And I like those type of players, man. Stay focused, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Stay focused so we could get this W, you know? Like I said, we're first, you know, in the AFC East. A lot of people did not predict this, that the Patriots would be in first place. Everybody kind of said the Patriots would be in second place. So that's all a great thing for the Patriots. What else? There's something else, too, I wanted to mention and talk about. Yeah, so this Patriots team is reminding me of the 2001 Patriots. The 2001 New England Patriots team is when Belichick took over after Robert Kraft fired Bill Parcells. And if you're a Patriots fan, you know what happened in 2001. The Patriots was winning a lot of games. Nobody predicted the Patriots to make it to the Super Bowl and even win the Super Bowl. So this team is reminding me of that team. That 2001 Patriots team is the team that beat the LA Rams. No, was it LA or was they St. Louis Rams at that time? I believe they were St. Louis Rams. Yeah, they were St. Louis because that's when Nelly came out and he was wearing the St. Louis Rams after they won the Super Bowl in 2000. And it was called the greatest show on turf. So yes, that was St. Louis. They was called St. Louis Rams. So either which way, That was the two teams that played in the Super Bowl that year. No one, and I mean nobody, was picking the New England Patriots to, whether they predicted them or picked them to make it to the playoffs, let alone make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And John Madden and Pat Summerall were the analysts who called that Super Bowl game, you know. And Tom Brady had, like, I think 1 minute and some change. And I mean, some people predicted them twice. No one was saying anything about, you know, them being first in the AFC East over the Buffalo Bills. You know, so I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. It's a good thing for the Pats, you know. And again, you know, I'm gonna do a post-game show after the game. I'm gonna hit y'all with that definitely right after the game. You know, if I don't, I will do it that Monday. So y'all stay tuned. Yeah, man. You know, Pats Nation, to all my Pats Nations out there, you know, if you do watch this video, this live, it comes across your feed, you know, please drop a like. Please let me know something in the comments. What's your favorite team? Who's the team that you root for in the NFL? You don't have to be a Pats fan. You know what I mean? Let me know what's your team. Let's have some conversations, you know, in the comments about your team, where your team is at. What do you think your team is gonna do this year? Are they gonna make it to the playoffs? Are they not gonna make it to the playoffs? Do the head coach needs to be fired? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all need to get rid of the GM, the whole front office? Let me know, man. Engage with me. Let me know. It's your boy Maybach Sports. And on that note, I'm out. Peace.